Okay, so this is week 5, Thursday, ratios for semester 2, math 6. Here is the question, and it says, a friend gave you a recipe for chocolate chip cookies that made 36 servings. Determine the amount of ingredient for each needed for a family 12 servings. For a party of 60 servings, for your class 24 servings, and for a baking sale of 300 servings. Record measurements as a common fraction. For example, use 3/4 rather than 0.75. All right, so all-purpose flour. This is for 36 servings. So this right here is for 36. Now, from 36 to 12, do you see how we're going to divide that by 3 to get 12? So everything here, to get this one, you're going to divide it by 12. So 2 1/4 divided by 3, which is the same thing as saying, well, if I change it, it'll be 8 9/4 times 1/3, which is 9/12, divided by 3 top and bottom, 3/4. So 3/4 is correct. Same thing here. 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. 1/2 divided by 3 is 1/6. 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. 3/4 divided by 3 is 3/12, which is 1/4. 2/3, 2/3, 3 equals 1. This one is 3/2 times 1/3, which is 1/2. Okay, so that's how we get to that part. Then, next step is from 36 to 60. Okay, now this one is not as direct. Okay, because 36 divided by 3 gave me 12. That's a perfect whole number. 36/60 is not going to give me a whole number. It's going to give me a fraction. So what you do is you reduce this. If I divide it by 6 on top and bottom, that'll give me 6/10. If I divide it even further by 3, or 2, 3/5. So your fraction is 3/5, okay? And the reason why this is because if you think about 36, let's see. Okay, so continuing on with this. So this is your proportion. This is your ratio, proportionality. Now, this is not what you multiply to the 36 serving to get to the next answer of 60. Because if you take a look at the 36 right here, okay? So 36 to 12 is 36 times x equals 12. You see that? It's saying this column times one number gives me 12. Do you see that? So this column times one number equals 12, which is the next column, right? Well, divided by 36, x equals 12/36, which is 1/3. So what do we multiply? We multiply everything by this column times it by 1/3. Do you see that? And that's what we did, right? Because when you times something by 1/3, that's the same thing as dividing by 3, which is 36 divided by 3 is 12, right? Okay, so we're going to apply that same practicality to this. So you're going to ask yourself 36 times one number equals, and I need 60. Do you see that? That's the second column. This is the first column. This is the second column. Divided by 36 on both sides. X equals 60/36. Didn't we just do 36 divided by 60 gives me 3/5? Didn't we just reduce that? This is 5/3. So you have to do the opposite. You have to flip it. Okay, so we're going to multiply everything to get to 60. We're going to times it by 5/3. For this one, the first column, we have to go ahead and time everything by 1/3. Do you see the difference there? Okay, so then let's fill this out. So 2 1/4 is the same thing as 9/4 times 5/3 is going to be the same thing as, and here you can actually cancel a few things out. Keep in mind that the 3 and the 9 becomes a 3 and a 1. So that's 15/4. That's your answer, okay? Same thing on the next one. If I do 1 times 5/3 is just going to be 5/3, right? That doesn't change. 1/2 times 5/3 is going to be 5/6. 1 times 5/3 is 5/3. 3/4 times 5/3. The 3 and the 3 cancel. Do you see that? So that's just 5/4. 2 times 5/3 is 10/3. 2 times 5/3 is 10/3. 3 times 5/3. Guess what? That 3 and this 3 cancel, so that's just a 5. And this is a 3/2 times 5/3. Well, that 3 and this 3 cancel, so it's 5/2. Do you see that? Okay, so that's how you find out this one. For the third column, we're going to apply exactly the same thing. So for the third column, we got to figure out, okay, 36 times what number gives me 24? Do you see that? Okay, so to do that, divide by 36 on both sides. That part cancels. X is 24/36. Well, I know they're both even, so I can divide it by 2. So 12/18. Still even. 6/9. Divided by 3. 2/3. So then I know I time everything by 2/3, right? So let's do that. Okay. First thing I do is this is 9/4 times 2/3. Now you know that this and this cancel, which gives you a 3. The 2 and the 4 cancel gives you a 1/2. So your answer is 3/2. Okay. Next one, we're going to go ahead and multiply. This one, baking soda is 1 times 2/3 is just 2/3. 1/2 times 2/3. Guess what? The 2 then cancels each other, which is just 1/3. Okay, are you okay with that? Next one is 1 times 2/3 is 2/3. 3/4 times 2/3. And you need to cancel the 3, reduce the 2/4 to 1/2, which is 1/2. 2 times 2/3. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 stays the same on the bottom. 2, same thing, 4/3. But remember, this is different because this is eggs and this one is teaspoons or teaspoons. Yeah. So then 3 times 2/3. Cancel that. It's just going to give me a 2. Then 3/2 times 2/3. Well, this one cancels. They all cancel. So it's just 1. Do you see that? Okay. All right, so that's the third one. So now I'm going to take a look at the fourth one. Okay, so for the fourth one, you're doing the same thing. Take a look at the first column, or I'm sorry. I should go ahead and rename this. I'm going to put this one as first column, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, so look at the first column. First column is 36. 36 times x equals the fifth column, which is 300, right? So x equals 300/36. Now I know I can divide 6 on top and bottom. So 300 divided by 6 is going to give me a 50. Okay, 6 divided by 6 is 6. They're still even. 25/3. That's as much as I can go. Okay, but I always want to make sure I check my multiplier. So I'm going to do 36 times 25/3, it does give me 300. So I know my answer is right. So for this one, you're going to multiply everything by 25/3. Okay. First one is 9/4 times 25/3. You can cancel this, so 3/1, which is 75/4. Okay. Next one. Next one we have is 1 times, it's just 25/3, okay? 1/2 times 25 thirds. You can't reduce anything, so it's just 25 over 6. 1 times 25 over 3 is 25 over 3. 3/4 times 25 over 3. You can cancel the 3 top and bottom, which is 25 over 4. Okay? 2 times 25 over 3 is going to be 50 over 3. That's as low as it can go. And then 2 times 25 over 3 is the same thing, so 50 over 3. And if you want to reduce this even further, you could write it into a proper fraction, but I'm just going to keep it as is. It's fine. Although, I don't know. Maybe we'll go back and change a little bit, okay? So then 3 times 25 over 3. Well, this 3 cancels, so you just get 25. Next one is 3/2 times 25 over 3. The 3 cancels, so it's 25 over 2. Okay? And that's it. Now you can go ahead and put these from improper fraction to proper fraction. Like this one, for example, improper fraction, I want you to convert to a proper fraction. So 50 divided by 3, 1, 6. So you can rewrite that as a 16 2/3. Do you see that? Okay, so you can write that on your own, okay? All right, next one. So let's move on to the next piece. All right, so for this one, it's saying a bag of chocolate chip contains 2 cups. How many bags would you need to serve 60 to serve 300? A bag of chocolate chip contains 2 cups. I'm thinking I might go back to this question. I might need to go back to that question. Let me see. A bag of chocolate contains 2 cups. Let me see. So how many bags would it serve? Would you need to serve 60? Well, that one depends. Okay, so my answer for this would be, you can say something like, assuming that a bag of chocolate chips contains 2 cups and it serves 36 people. What that means is, like, if a bag of chocolate chips will make enough cookies to serve 36 people, right? Then what we can do is, you know that from 36 serving to 60, then to 300, you go back to the multiplier again. So you go back to this chart that we did. So this chart, do you remember from 36 to 60, it was 5 over 3, right? And then from 36 to 25 over, to 300 is 25 over 3. So if the multiplier, from 36 to 60 was 5 over 3, and the multiplier from 36 to 300 is 25 over 3, right? Then I would just take that 2 cups, multiply it by 5 over 3. Because remember, 36 people, you will need 2 cups of chocolate chip, right? So then if you have 60 people, right? You're serving 60 people, then that means the 2 cups times 5 over 3, which is 10 over 3 cups, okay? And if you're going to go ahead and serve 300 people, you'll do the 2 times 25 over 3, which is 50 over 3 cups, okay? So assuming that a bag of chocolate chips contains 2 cups and it serves 36 people, to serve 60 people, you would need 10 over 3 cups of chocolate chip, or if you write that into a proper fraction, 3 1/3, right? To serve 100 people, you would need 50/3 cups of chocolate chips, which is also equal to, I think 50/3 at one point we said was 16 2/3, right? 16 or equals 16 2/3. Okay. So that's how you would answer that question. How would you measure out 1/3 of an egg? So you can't cut your egg into a third, right? Because it's all watery, right? You can say something like, since uncooked egg is watery, I can break the egg, mix it, and then measure 1/3 of a cup. Does that make sense? Okay. Not right now, babe. Okay. Looking at the original recipe, is there an easier number of cookies to make for the bake sale? Why is this number easier? So if you look at this recipe, you see how like a lot of these answers are like 16 2/3, 1/2, 4/3, right? They're kind of a pain in the butt to convert, right? So for that last question, rather than using 36 cookies, right? What other number of cookies can I do to make this a little bit easier? Because remember, 2 1/4 is going to be 9/4, 3/4, 3/2. Is there another multiplier that will be easier to get to that point? Hypothetically, let's say if we did 12 cookies, right? 36 times x equals 12. How do I get to 12? I would divide it by 30. Did I already have the 12 on there? Oh yeah, I did. Serving for 12. Okay, so maybe not 12. Let me see. Is there another serving that we can do for this one?